tell yourself the truth. Are you truly happy? Are you really where you wanted to be financially? Really? Did you really get all the things that you really want? Stop lying to yourself. Deep inside, you know you keep going to church every day, to the mosque, to wherever your religious place is. And when you hear the stories, you rather just hear the stories. You don't really want to walk the stories, do you? You don't want to make the changes that the characters, that the people, in your books did, like Jesus, with the multitudes that he actually affected, not just spiritually, but physically, the lives he physically changed. You don't really want to experience those things, do you? So you say you love your children more than anything in the world. Than anything in the world, really. Think about it. Think about the times that you didn't really want to listen to the kid. Told him to get out of the way. Rather watch Netflix, right? Stop lying to yourself. Gotta go to the Walmart. Make everybody think that relationship is just perfect. Yeah, I know. You probably weren't fussing in the car. That doesn't happen. Remember? You're too conscious. You're too spiritual. You're too godly. We know that you human beings haven't been arguing in the house, but only sinners do that one. Stop lying to yourself. We as human beings lie to ourselves a lot. And the reason we do it is because deep inside of ourselves, we know that the Creator has given us more abilities that we refuse to tap into. So we lie to ourselves. We create these illusions to tell ourselves that we're maxed out. This is all God wanted. I'm saved and that's all that mattered. That's for those in religion. I've got enough money. That's all that matters. That's for those who live in the carnal world. I'm spiritual. I've learned consciousness now. That's all that I need. That's for those in the conscious community. The truth is, we must, not really must, I must stop lying to myself. Each portion in your life, you will get to a point that you have to grow again. It's not a one-time growth. You continuously grow spiritually, physically, emotionally. But we human beings become stagnant because we create boxes and we blame others for the boxes that we're in. When the truth is, we created that box. We have to look deep in ourselves and say, if I'm not feeling what I want to feel, if I'm not at the place that I want to be at, then it's me. And once we realize that, then we attack it and we expand and we grow and we push and we take risks that we usually wouldn't take. See, it's that comfortability that makes us stay. It's the fear of the unknown. See, I'm going to use religion right now for a point of reference. Imagine a person goes to church for 20 years, every Sunday, every Wednesday with the greatest smile, and they really are smiling. They're not being fake, they're being truthful. And they go inside of that building and they hear the word or maybe even preach the word. Oh, a good feeling that you felt. I felt it and it's real. But see, all of those characters that we talked about, and I'm only going to use two for a quick referencing point. I want you to stop and use your mind just for a moment and ask yourself, did the effects that they do only affect their spirituality, or was it something that affected their physical? So first we'll talk about David. David was a young boy, fought the bear, fought the lion, and then it was time to go into the city, and we all know the story from that point. See, the Philistines were outside of the walls, and they were getting ready to, actually, they were taunting the Hebrews, saying, hey, your God is this and this. Look at you cowards. Come out and face me. And no person that was following God in that temple, within that that area that they were in, around the walls. None of them wanted to show God. They just wanted to talk about God. See, because no one in the city would go out to face Goliath, to defend their God, to defend their people, to defend their society, their way of living. Because if the Philistines sack them, everything changes, not just their spirituality. Those are real human beings. If you're saying the story is real, it was human beings that lived there. And here's the boy David. He didn't want to be about talking about God. He actually wanted to walk God, which was love, the love for God, the love for his people. And because of it, he dropped the giant, the little boy. And because of it, they taunted his name. And everyone screamed his name. Saul has killed 1,000, but David 10,000. And we all go into the service and we hear that story. But then we praise and say we're going to dance like David danced. We want to be like David, a man after God's own heart. But then we come out into our society, amongst our people, amongst the human beings, just like in the story that he did. And we think that as long as we just tell them the story, that it will make the shift and the change like David. I thought we were striving to be like him. But see, it's the lie that we tell ourselves, that was just David. That was just the Bible. That was just then. You know, I'm not to do that, what I've seen. I'd just rather say that I'd rather be like him, but I don't really want to, be like him. As long as the people think that I want to be like him, but, my actions don't show that I'm being like him. Then I just say that we lie to ourselves in that point. And I'm going to get on the other communities, also the other groups, the other ideologies, the other boxes that we put ourselves in. But just for the quick notice, we see Jesus. If we study history, because I study of history, he came up during the Zealous movement. You remember the first king of Israel was Saul. After Saul was David. After David was Solomon. After Solomon, he had 3 sons and they became kings. And boom, you get into Matthew and it's render unto Caesar Caesar's. See, the Hebrews came up under Roman occupation. That's what the Wailing Wall is. The last wall. If my grandmother's been to Israel a few times. There's a wall. It's called the Wailing Wall. History shows that it was the last wall of defense before the Hebrews surrendered to the Romans. And that's why when you hear about Matthew's going on to the New Testament, they're telling you about Pontius Pilate and Caesar and things of this nature. It's because their city got sacked. See, Jesus didn't just come to save those people's soul. He actually was there, speaking historically, because it was humans that he broke the bread, fed the masses. There was people there. There were human beings that were there. I know the book doesn't talk about the human beings, but see, the God that was within him, the God that he was, the God made an effect amongst the people. The world changed. Do you see? Are you getting the clue of what I'm saying? When God is present, things physically change. But I think that we refuse to be like those people, like Abraham, like Moses. That's for the spiritual people who can only hear me from a spiritual perspective. We lie to ourselves because we say, well, I saw a change in a lady that walked in the building. But see, the Creator is greater than the building. Did it affect the neighborhood? See, the presence of God when it was in Abraham and Isaac, and when it was in when it was in Elijah, when it was in Samson, when it was in David, even when it was in Saul. See, it actually shifted everything in its physical reality. That's how you knew the presence was there. Meshach, and Abednego in the fire. It shifted. It made the people fall on their knees, the entire country. They said, if you don't worship the God of Meshach, and Abednego, you're going to be put to death. It's because they walked it and they didn't just talk it. For all of those that say, I'm going to create a business. I'm going to make money. That's the thing, right? But the only thing that that money affects is you and your household. How are you really the maximum of business? See, when you maximize the business world, you will push so hard that what you've created affected the world. That's called Sam Walton. That's called Walmart. See, he maximized himself. He didn't live in the lie that he was doing his all in business. He pushed so hard that his stores sprouted up in every little town, every little city in the States. And to the point that I can go anywhere, and within a 20-mile radius, I know it's a Walmart. That's a man that lived fulfilled within what he was doing. He was walking in his purpose. He didn't live in the lie to say, oh, I'm okay with this job that I got. Knowing that you sit back and you lack in what you want. That's because we lie to ourselves. So the objective of what I'm saying to humanity, so we can actually paint a beautiful world and make life better for once, can we all start being these superheroes that we say we want to be like? Can we actually put the work in? Because I know it's so easy to tell ourselves those lies. Be truthful to yourself. Stop caring what people think around you. That's what keeps us content. That's what keeps us right there. That's what keeps us putting on for the social media. Good smile, happy family. Cut the lights off, lock the doors. It's 24 hours, peace, ain't it? Let's be real. But why not strive to actually create that peace? Why not put the work in your relationship? The true work. Say, hey, when I get home, I'm shutting everything down. I'm going to focus on the kids, and I'm going to spend that dedicated time to actually know what my spouse is thinking, which direction she wants to go. How can I support her? How can I support him? What can we do to be greater? But you know why we don't do that? Because it's hard and it's easier to lie. I am a realist. I am a person that's saying I truly am going to achieve my personal legend. And in order for me to achieve that legend, I must be truthful to myself and don't give a dang on what no one else thinks. Judge the tree by the fruits, baby. I'm going to talk some junk right now. And I'm actually doing this for myself to encourage myself because I know I'm going to be walking this fight alone. Hit the comment section if you're going to be riding with me, baby. I refuse to continue to lie. When I get to a point and I know I can grow more, I'm not going to say this is all I got if I know I got more. If it's more of putting God in my life, then I'm going to push to the fullest extent to do it, and I'm not going to lie until I get there. And there is no there. Make sure y'all all know this. When it comes to money, there is no there. Do you know why? It doesn't end. When it comes to your walk with God, oh, I know all I need to know. I've experienced God to the max. So you're saying you've found the end of God? There's no more you can learn? I've read all 66 chapters in the book. And so you've read it. So you didn't think there was more on this planet of life to learn about God? I ate vegetarian for a year. Yeah, 1 year I did it. I did it for 1 year, but you're still living. Was that it? Was that the best health that you, or I used to play football. I was healthy then, but what about now? Well, then there's all that matters. Are you going to live that lie? I don't care about no vehicle. I don't care if I wouldn't even want to drive that car. Stop it. What's wrong with maximizing everything that the Creator's given you? I know. It's easy to say that you don't want it than to have to go earn it. Stop lying to yourselves. And if you are going to lie to yourself, the least thing that we can do as humanity, and it's just off the topic, don't tear someone else down that is trying. Encourage them. Give them words of encouragement and pray that God pushes that person to its maximum capacity, because Lord knows 99.9% of us are not going to do it. And this even goes for me, because if I stop at a particular point and say, well, this is it, then I'm just the same group that I'm talking about. I'm butthurt now because I'm looking at this treadmill and I just refuse to get on it. And I know that in order for me to accomplish the task that I want to do, I have to be disciplined enough to have energy, exercise, and continuous basis. But I catch myself lying to myself, well, I'm going to be okay. I ain't got to do that. I know it's the truth. So when I don't feel well inside of myself, it's because I know that I should be maximizing this ability that God gave me to still be on planet Earth. When I ride by the library every day before I go to my office, man, I love picking up books. They expanded my mind to get to the point that I'm at now, right? But I said, well, those books I had, they did it. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. As a Man Thinketh, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. We could go on and on and on, right? But then I believe that that's it, that I shouldn't read any more books. That's it, no more. And I ride by that library and I secretly tried to lie to myself as if I didn't feel that nudge, like, dang, bro, that's all you stop there? You're not gonna keep going? No, you're not gonna do this business thing. See, that's me lying to myself. When I go to the job and I see that there's systems that I can be putting in place, and I say, well, I'll put that in place. Then I say, oh, it doesn't need to be. No, but I know it did. I needed to sit down and be meticulous to write that up. Oh, but I got to get my daughter at 2:30 at the school, though. Oh, so you really don't want to expand the business to that level. You have to stop lying to yourself, and I got to stop lying to mine. You will get to a point that you have a lot of room to grow, and that's the peace time. Grow in it and be peaceful. But when you hit that wall, do not say that God is limited. Do not say that the brain is limited. Do not say that the bank account is maxed out and they won't let you put any more in it. Do not say that, oh, the wife doesn't want any more gifts. Don't say that, oh, the kids don't need any more time. Just stop, if you don't mind being truthful, then stop lying to yourself. That means you've hit your plateau and it's time to keep growing. And it's hard and it's scary and it's risky. And I know it just feels comfortable here. And yes, you know the pain and the anguish that one must go through to go to the next level. But you must be like the tree that continues to strive to reach the sun. That's what will fulfill you as a human being. Everything else, well, you're just lying to yourself. Peace.